I acknowledge Professor Elaturoti. I acknowledge Dr. Onifade. I acknowledge Mr. Agbola. I acknowledge Professor Nwalo, who is also here, and Professor Adetoro. You are all so much acknowledged. And I will be filling the shoes of the university librarian, as has been rightly said by Dr. Adeyomi. And I hope the shoes will size me. Because looking at my professors, my fathers and my grandfathers in the profession, I just hope I'm doing it right. The title of our paper is Repositioning Public Libraries in Ogun State for Effective Service Delivery. Please give me the next slide. I'd always like to start my presentations with a quote all the time, and I found this suitable for this presentation. In Bill Gates' opinion, he said, investing in public libraries is an investment in the nation's future. Do we agree? Yes. Let's consider. Please give me another slide. Okay, the introduction and the present scenario. I said public libraries. I won't want to define public libraries again. We've had these definitions so many times. And what I just want us to see is the non-educated. I said public libraries are libraries that are accessible to general public, and you can see the non-educated. And I just want to stress it because public libraries are actually for non-educated. It will interest you to know that Ben Carson, the great neurosurgeon, his mother was not educated at all, and she couldn't find her way through school at all because she did not have the capacity. She does not have the capacity, and her parents are poor. But she gave birth and nurtured the great neurosurgeon of today in the person of Ben Carson, and that is only because they were able to use the public library at that time. I said public libraries before now. It's a quiet space, housing dusty books. As we've heard from other presenters, that time we were just seeing library managers saying shh, shh, shh in the public libraries, meaning don't make noise. Public libraries before now also, you can see librarians sitting behind the circulation desk and does not more than charging of semi-obsolete books that has been acquired since the inception of the library. And also public libraries of before now is basically traditional, and it does not find a place in this digital age. And she also said as technology advances, public libraries should be ready to assume ever-changing roles. They should be ready to assume roles like the physical learning space of the library, the digital learning space, and the social spaces. The public libraries should aspire to remain relevant in this information age. And then talking about the social spaces that the library should have now, talking about the relaxation centers. We can actually have relaxation centers in the libraries, public libraries of today. People can actually come to the library and relax in the public libraries of today. Also, games section should be available in the public libraries of today. Story time for children, and story time for also people that are not so educated should be available in public libraries of today. Playtime for children should be available in public libraries of today. Interaction time, interaction section should be available, and also music. Yes, you can actually play music in the public libraries of today, as opposed to the time when the libraries are to be quiet. Libraries now are supposed to attract people to come to libraries, as opposed to the time that we were chasing people away because they won't want to disturb, and people want to make noise now, and we should attract them to the libraries in order to make noise. Yes, the section should be available in the public libraries of today. And then I said movies should also be available in the public. We should have cinemas in the public libraries of today, and people can come in and see films, see movies. Let them say they are going to the public libraries to watch movies. In the public libraries of today, it is very possible. And also, we talked about the digital learning space. Public libraries of today should house computers that are working. not outdated computers, computers that are working. The internet should be very, very available. Wi-Fi should be free of charge in public libraries of today. So people can come into the public library and use free Wi-Fi. When people know that, then this will attract people to our public libraries. Then online public access cataloging should also be available in the public libraries of today. I have a picture of an example of a library which is showing the physical learning space, the digital learning space, and the social space. Yes, we can see that there is a relaxation center in that side. People can actually sit and relax inside the public library. That is the children's section of the public library. There are some people, there's a bed there, they can relax. And then there's the digital learning space. You can see computers around too. And then we can also see the physical learning space where people are reading. That is a compact library. We can have it in different sections in the public library. Then we talked about how to reposition our public libraries. We said marketing our services. What do we sell? We sell services in libraries. So marketing these services, the way to reposition our public libraries. Let people know what we are selling in order to attract users to the public library. Let us educate the community on the uses of the public library. Let people know, let us create banners, flyers, and let people know what the public libraries of today have to offer. And also we can create users database. When they come, collect their database so that we can know where they are coming from. We can have all full access to their database. And then we saw WhatsApp forum can also be created for users. So we can send them, we can update them on new arrivals. Maybe we have new movies available, new games. We can update users of new public libraries of today in order to promote our service delivery. And we said providing flyers. Yes, I talked about that. The next slide. Extended library hours too is the continuation of promoting our library services. Extended library hours. We can have 24 hours library services. Librarians and library officers doing shifts so that people that don't work throughout the day can come in the middle of the night to the public library. It is possible. Then we said websites and electronic mail. That has been talked about by previous presenters, and I don't want to dwell too much on that. Website, we can provide websites and electronic mail to inform users of new arrivals. Then we talked about speaking the language of the users. The users of today are technology compliant. So we must be able to speak the language of being technology compliant inside the public libraries of today. Then we also talked about showcasing the library. We can take snapshots of local celebrities or politicians that have been to the library. When we show people the snapshots of people, then we show people also politicians and photos of memorable events. Let it be available in the public library to attract our users. And then we can also do videos that will be available. Then why do we have to promote our library? The reasons to promote libraries is that to create a wider publicity among library patrons and affiliates. Because if we don't promote our library, as they say, so that we won't go into extinction. So we need to promote our public libraries. We need to establish good public relations with user community. We need to guide on surveys about user needs and how to improve on its services. We have to improve on service provision in order to attract more users to our public library. Then now I'm concluding already. How do we promote service delivery? As I've said, let's invest in their aesthetics. Our public libraries must be beautiful. It must be attractive. So like Mr. Gola once said during his previous presentation, he said, let's be attractive. When it's attractive, it attracts people to us. So that's the first thing, beautification of our public libraries. Let our public library be beautiful and attractive. So that's why I said investing in their aesthetics. Then also speaking the language of the users, as I've said earlier. Then I said innovative space. Innovative space meaning having physical learning space, having the digital space, having the social spaces. Those are innovative spaces in our public libraries. Then I said marketing outreach. Let us reach out, speak the language of the user, reach out in WhatsApp forum, electronic mail, etc. Web design and so on. And then showcasing our library, as I've said. And I said the cost of repositioning our public libraries in Ogun State is not a luxury. In the real sense of it, it is a priority. Though it is not a day job, but it is achievable. So all